it's Donna. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing one of my most requested videos ever, and that's how to make a GFX. I've been getting this question so much recently, so I decided to make a video on it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So let's just get started. Okay, so we're in ROBLOX Studio, and if you do not know what ROBLOX Studio is, it's basically Roblox but for designing games and designing other things. So you download it the same way you would download the Roblox app, but you would download ROBLOX Studio in another page where it goes to create. So if you want to make a GFX, you need to get ROBLOX Studio. So once you launch ROBLOX Studio, you have the auto recovery thing, and I think it's only there because I've made previous projects, but if this does appear on your screen, just click ignore because it's just to save your work, but you really don't need to save your work for your GFX. So to get started, we need to choose the base plate setting, and that's where we're just going to start the basics and load in our avatar for the GFX. So just click base plate. So once that loads in, you're in the ROBLOX Studio, and if you look around, it's just empty. But to plug in your avatar, you need this plugin, and it's load character. You can plug in your avatar or somebody else's that you're making a GFX for, but to get it in the plugin in the first place, you need to go to home, and then you'll click on toolbox, and I already have my toolbox out, but if you didn't know that, just click toolbox and it appears. Then you go to plugins, and then you need to search load character. I don't know if I spelled that right. Yeah, I did. So it does not cost Robux, so do not click the one that costs Robux because it's free, and it's this one, and it has like 5,169 votes as of now, and it's by Already Pro, and it's the one that's free, not the Robux one, guys. So make sure you download that so you can start. So once you do that, it should appear in your plugins up here, so click here, and you have your plugins, and then you have your load character by Already Pro's plugins, so click that, and put the username of the person you're making a GFX for. So first I'm going to put my username because I want to make a GFX tutorial and I'm using my own. So I'm going to use Spawn R6 for now. I know all of the experienced GFX creators that R15 is better, but that's going to be in my next GFX video because that's more complicated and it's for like more detailed GFX. But if you just want the standard one, I suggest using R6 because it's much easier for new people. So click Spawn R6, and it should load in on the side over here. Once you got it, yeah, it's here, and it says your username, so you can just X out of that. And then if you want to move, just click WASD or your arrow keys to move around, and you just move around to face your avatar. Because I like facing my avatar because if I'm making changes, I can see them, and I'm not from like the back view. So you come to the front, and this is all you basically need for a GFX, just your avatar loaded in ROBLOX Studio. But I like to make a couple of changes before I go into the next app. So I like to open up here, and it has your username or the username you're making it for. Click the triangle over here, and then I like to remove the face of the avatar because I just think it gives it like a cuter, more aesthetic look. So you have to go all the way down until you see a Lego that says head next to it, and just open it up, and then it should have a couple of files, and click on the one that says face, and that deletes the ROBLOX face on your avatar, and I just think that's way cuter. So then now it's time to export your selection and move it to the next app. So to do this, you have to right click on the item, and then you have to click export selection, and then once you export it, you have to save it on your desktop on your PC. So once I save it on my desktop, I will save it as something I know I'll remember, or you can just save it as anything. I'm just going to save it as Donut GFX. So let's just click save and make sure to click save, and do not quit ROBLOX Studio because I feel like sometimes if you mess up, you already lost all of your progress. So I like to keep it open in case I need to do a last minute change. So I just leave it on. So let's head on to the next app. Okay, so the next app we need is Blender. So you need to go to blender.org and you need to download this because that's where you're going to load in and finish your GFX. This is pretty much mandatory and I recommend getting. It depends on your device. I have a Mac computer, so I just download the Mac version, but if you have another version like Windows, go over here and you need to download Blender. So once you get Blender, that's when we're going to start editing our GFX. So we are now in Blender. My Blender is not the newest version. I like the older version because it has all of the tools the same and it's a much simpler layout. So I suggest just keeping the older version because I think it's like easier for newer players and it's just better in my opinion. So once you load in, you should get something like this, and it's just like basically an introduction thing. You can just click off of it, and then you want to go up here and change this setting, Blender Render, to Cycles Render because it loads in your avatar better and it makes your hair just like looks better when you render it. So once you have all of these components, you just need to delete the cube and the lamp. So one object should be already highlighted, and that's the cube. So you have to go over to the left hand side and go over here and just delete both of these things because these are not needed for the GFX. So once you do that, you have to go to File, and it's time to import the avatar from ROBLOX Studio. So you go to File, and then you go to Import, and make sure to click Wavefront OBJ because that's what ROBLOX Studio automatically saved your avatar as, so make sure to click that and nothing else. So once you click that, you have to go to your desktop or wherever you saved it and click the file. Here's my file. It's the Jonah GFX and it's the OBJ. Make sure to click the OBJ because that's the actual avatar, and do not click the MTL because that's for the material. So make sure to click this one and then make sure to click Import OBJ. So once that imports, you have your avatar over here, and as you can see, it's like a gray color and you can't really see the avatar from the front view. So to move over to the front view, you need to click Shift and then F. Then it allows you to move, and then you can move over to the front of your avatar to see like all the changes you'll be making. So once you head over to the front, you have your view, and then right now it's like a gray color and it doesn't have all the material loaded in. So to change that, you need to go onto the bottom and you see like this button here, and you need to change it to texture. That gives you all your color back, and look how amazing that looks. That looks good. That looks better. So now it's time to make a couple of changes before we render the image. So to do that, we need to click this arm. We're going to start by bending some limbs. I'm only going to bend one in this video today, so you get an idea on how to bend limbs because it looks better than just having a straight arm. So let's just do that. So once you click the arm, you go into edit mode, and then you just subdivide twice. I suggest subdividing twice instead of 3 times because it's easier to control. And subdivide is on the left hand side, and you just need to click it twice to make these changes. And then you have to go to the bottom and you have to click here because this is where you're gonna need to click for the bending. So click it so everything is see-through, and then just deselect off so you have just a black arm, and then you just highlight where you want to bend. So if you want to bend like only half of the arm, you just need to press Control, and then you just need to circle around, and that gives you the ability to bend the materials. So rotate on the green axis because that will rotate it this way, and then I suggest moving it over. So that's what I always do, and then yeah, you just bent your first limb, and that was not that hard. And when I was learning, I didn't really have clear instructions, so it was quite difficult for me. So hopefully my instructions are better because I'm not the best at explaining everything, but people really wanted like an explanation on how I do these. So this looks better. And then sometimes I just like move it over, and I just move the hand up. There are a couple of settings you need to do to your GFX before you render it. So you need to go to the globe, and then you need to click ambient occlusion. That just gives you the lighting for your GFX. So make sure to click this button, and then you go over to the camera, and then you go down. And I'm gonna save my GFX with that a background because I want to put it on another background before I get started. So I just go to film, and then I click transparent, and then it just saves without a background. So after you do those settings, you now need to move the camera into the front of the GFX so you get the actual view you want to use. So I suggest if you're not on a PC to use a different way to get the camera to move. I'm just going to do it the way if you don't have like a PC, so it's easier for everyone. And even if you are on a PC, you can probably do this too. So you just need to click File, then you need to click User Preferences, then go to Input, and then go to Emulate Numpad. Then once you do that, you should close it and click the number 0. That will take you to the camera over here. So click that, and then now you're in the camera view. So now you need to move the camera to the front of the avatar. So once you are over here, I don't like doing a full body. I like doing half body GFX, but let me know like which kind of view you prefer. You can do any. If you want to render a full body, just move back and zoom out, and then you'll get your full body GFX for your thumbnails, or you just like full body more. But I like using half body, so I'm just gonna save it like this and get the view of everything I want in it. Because like everything outside the darker area is not in the camera like view, so it won't be in the render. But if you put everything in the camera that you want, you'll get everything. So now it's time to render the image. So you go to the top and you click render. And now you click render image, and that's the part where we're gonna get our final result. So you click render image, and now everything should load in, and let's wait for our final results.
I need to not pick up my phone. I'll go straight to airplane mode. Find something to do. I know I can be a little bit cold, but my third eye.
So here's the final result of the GFX. As you can see, it turned out pretty good, and you got all the perfect lighting effects, and you also got the vent over here that looks really, really cute. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'm gonna do a part 2 to the series where I do more details and like the background and everything. And this is just gonna be a full series. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye guys.